So let me share the screen. His name is Rembrandt. Wine. Okay. So he's from basically Delft, from Amsterdam, near Amsterdam. So his complete name is Rembrandt Hermanzoon van Rijn. So generally he's called Van Rijn Rembrandt or simply Rembrandt. Okay. So he worked on lights basically. So generally people used to draw the whole face in a straight way, but he changed it to 3/4. I mean, not drawing like this straight, but he changed it to 3/4, and he played with lots of light. They have worked. Renaissance artists basically worked under sunlight or under the light of fire. That is the reason all his works are in yellow orangish, brown, yellow, orange, white, red. These are all the colors, black maximum. He used to use these colors, and he is considered to be one of the greatest portrait artists because he changed the whole course structure of the portraiture, and he introduced the light called wherein one from one area, top right or top left, from top right or top left, if the person is lit, then you will find triangles on his cheeks, on his forehead and cheeks. Such effect of light is actually giving more effect on human face, and that is how human mind will recognize and remember more of the features of human face. So that's a psychological factor. And people have jotted down all the points and all the studies made by Rembrandt, and that particular light is called Rembrandt light effect in photography. In the subject of photography, there is a chapter called Rembrandt light effect. How beautiful Rembrandt light effect can be, and how much strong it basically can be on a human brain. So basically Caravaggio and Rembrandt are the ones which have created the most striking portraits in the history of Renaissance. Caravaggio, Carabaggio, Caravaggio. Now, when we wanted to create a profile picture or a portfolio picture, lot of photography photographers or photography artists use this particular technique of light effect, and they create portraits which are more effective. Even in the studio or galleries, people would love to exhibit such kind of lights, which basically help the artists to make the viewers remember their work. And that's the greatness of Rembrandt. If you wanted to read more about Rembrandt, there is tons of information on Google. I always keep reading about him because he is one of the most favorite artists, Renaissance artists, than anybody else in the world to me. So I keep reading whenever there is a possibility. And when you take a ferry ride in Amsterdam, you will go through the house of Rembrandt, and that particular place is called Rembrandt Corner. So he basically has was in the peak stages of his era, charging bomb for his portraits and for his works. Then he started experimenting on his own paintings or his own portraits. They are called self-portraits, and one of the most renowned self-portraits in the world is Rembrandt's, and you can see them in Amsterdam. We can see the copies in other countries also, but all the originals are can be seen in Amsterdam because he's the patron of Amsterdam. He was born and brought up in Delft and Amsterdam. Then most important thing is he was unable to pay his debts at the end of his life. So government has seized his house, and they made it his house as what do you call that, house gallery or house museum, Rembrandt's house museum. So if you go to Rembrandt's house museum in Amsterdam, you will see all his brushes, his cloths, his hats, his colors, his pounding area, his palette, his easel, everything you can see. So it gives goosebumps when you go to his house. Yeah, that's one of the wonderful feeling that I could ever feel. So whenever you get some time, if you get a chance, when you go to Europe, please visit Amsterdam, and there is Rice Museum. Rice Museum in Amsterdam is one of the, after Louvre, it's one of the greatest museums in the world. It will take at least 5 to 7 days to cover the whole museum. But if you wanted to, that's also Rembrandt. This is also Rembrandt. The one which I am going to draw is also paint, also Rembrandt. So I have done several Rembrandt portraits, not one, probably 5, 6, because I love him so much for the amount of enormous work that he has done. And he has done a very, very huge portrait of painting of, could be more than this size, this wall size, and that is kept in Amsterdam, and it is like larger than life. It's so huge, 18 feet by, 24 feet by 18, 20 feet. And he, like our old age carts, they used to tie up the ropes to the cart, right? That's called some Navar Mancha. So we use coconut threads to tie up. Likewise, he excuse me, he tied the whole canvas to the 4 beams, and he used to keep it straight and mix up the colors and paint every day. So he drew it for 4, 5 years. Okay, and that's the whole thing. It's called the Night Watch, and that particular painting has all the mutiny, all the sepoys, all the army, whoever has paid more, they were in the center, and less people people who paid less are in the backstages, like that. So he was considered one of the greatest commission artist, portraiture commission artist, and he has done several wonderful works which are more than a national treasure, I would say. Amsterdam is very much proud, and even if you go to Louvre, any bathrooms in the Belgium, in Netherlands, you will, in the bathrooms also you will see about him, writing about him or his works and all those things. So any other country, if you wanted to pay homage to Rembrandt, they basically request a couple of portraits or copies from Netherlands, and they exhibit in London, they exhibit in US, they exhibit in Boston, Massachusetts, it's called Massachusetts, MFA, Massachusetts Academy, I'm sorry, Museum of Fine Arts. So Mass Museum of Fine Arts, or Boston MFA, Master of Museum of Fine Arts. If you go there, it's like you can see, you can also see the world's greatest landscape artist, James W. Turner, Mallard William Turner, Turner. His works are also there, and they are very, very huge. Every portrait, landscape is so huge that that will give you goosebumps. Within every work is being lit. The whole gallery is dark. Only the painting is lit, and if you stand in front of it, it's very huge, man. I mean, I can't say even this room is not sufficient to accommodate in any position in the corner. To make it lie down in any way, in any position, this room is not sufficient to put that big painting. So that means such huge works are being made by Turner. So these people are all the greatest fans of Rembrandt, Sir Rembrandt, and he taught hundreds and thousands of students, and his students have produced some good work, wherein historians were unable to really make differentiation between Rembrandt works and his works, because they were 70-80% done by the students, and last 10-15% or 20% are being touched up by Rembrandt. So his skill, his flavor, his knowledge is basically seen in most of the students' work. So people struggle, historians and forensic scientists still struggle. If they are done in that period, then they are still struggling to find out whether it is done by Rembrandt or the students. Such is the greatest history. His story, I gave it in you probably 10-15 minutes, but I humbly request you to read about such great personality. Not every time earth would see such great artists. So I'm going to draw that. I'll show you how to draw that in mixed media. So I'll set up my cam. Meanwhile, if you have got questions, or you don't have to ask questions, we can discuss. So it's open up. Over to you. Anything to discuss, anything to specifically talk about? Yeah, please feel free. Yeah. Can you see now? Yeah, this is the outline that I have made. I've raised all the other, rough lines, and I have created, to the best of my abilities, I've created all these outlines as much as possible, so that you can correlate with the. Okay. Anyway, so what do we do generally in mixed media? Anyway, do you have questions, or do you want me to act as a radio?
No questions, sir.
Anything about Rembrandt, if you've already read, or anyway, you are going to the university, right? So did they teach you or discuss on Rembrandt, any topics or any discussions on Rembrandt?
We were taught about the Renaissance era, but nothing specific about Rembrandt.
Okay, what are the artist names that are being talked about as part of Renaissance?
Da Vinci,
Okay, next.
and I actually forget. This was in first semester.
Now, how many?
Not many, sir. Two or three only.
Oh my God. Yeah, in that case, it's like you are forgetting. If they don't talk about these artists, it's like you are not talking about your father, your grandfather, and all those people. It's a sin if you do not talk about them. And only about Da Vinci. But what did they teach about Da Vinci? Anything in special? Anything in specific?
About his paintings, like the techniques he used, and paintings like Last Supper.
Hmm. So
We were
Last Supper. What did they tell you about Last Supper?
that it was created using acrylic and oil both, and because of that, like it didn't
Work. Correct.
yeah, it didn't work. So because of that, the painting didn't survive a
Hmm.
lot.
Mhm. That's it. Anything else?
Mm, Michelangelo.
Okay. And about Last Supper, what is the painting
Oh,
called when it is done on a wall?
uh,
They
I
give,
guess I don't remember.
they gave you, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that's important. You should not say I don't remember. You should remember it. Then it's your fault. Okay.
Okay.
Um, yeah, just try to recollect and see if you can get the word for that uh, painting on wall. What is it called? Just try to remember. Google. You should,
Okay.
yeah, you should remember because that's it's very important. So what do I do is I do a coat of this and I finish the outline and then I use watercolor. Water, not watercolor. Water. First I just use water. And then I apply burns here.
So you are using the watercolors?
Yes, mixed media. I told you, right? Mixed media. I'm using water right now, water and watercolor, because we are going to create a mixed media, portrait in mixed media, which is one of the most efficient way of creating these Renaissance kind of portraits.
Yeah, but the right now you are using watercolor.
Yes. Google, Upasana. Google. Yeah, Google. Didn't get the word yet.
It says it was painted in a church.
Sorry.
It says it was painted in a church.
Yes, it is painted in a church wall. But whenever any painting that is done on a wall, it's called a fresco.
Oh,
Yeah, that's very important to know that we are art students and we should know that. And the technique that he developed is called sfumato, SFUMATO.
yes.
Yeah, that's very important to know. If you forget that, then it will be difficult to prove yourself as a professional artist. Don't forget this. As and whenever you feel like, oh, okay, I forgot it, then you keep on googling it. Then you keep on
Yes,
googling it. It will be very useful to you. Don't take it light. Yeah, so I finished my outline and then I used burnt sienna. I gave a wash. Okay. Now what do I do is, because it has completely black on top, I'll be applying black color on top, from top. So let's see how it works. Do you know what is gouache? If you guys do not know, that's fine, but Upasana should know it. So I'm asking,
Yes, sir.
you know gouache?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the difference between watercolor and gouache?
Gouache is more opaque.
Okay.
It has the properties of both watercolor and acrylic.
Correct. So it's basically simple thing is it's opaque. So you have to use gouache and watercolor. Then if you can use both of these, then you can create wonders. We are going to do it with mixed media. What does that mean? We are going to use different kinds of mediums in, for the people who are getting confused. I'm just trying to make sure that you know this. So we are basically using watercolors here, but we are not only going to use watercolors, we use several other mediums as well in order to get the beautiful Renaissance effect. So as I mentioned, each and every medium has its own material which are supposed to be understood before we jump onto the drawing part or painting part. So here for watercolors we are supposed to use these spiral brushes. These are the brushes which actually give you beautiful rendering. This rendering is possible only with the help of spiral brushes, not with any other brushes. See, these are called mop brushes, MOP. Don't worry, we are not going to finish in one day or one single shot. So we are going to do it in 2 days. Anyway, last week was our last class, but I thought I will just give you this mixed media, which helps you, to learn a lot of good things about the Renaissance portraiture methodology. Because I take these workshops and I wanted to give you this particular thing as for free because I feel this is a complete knowledge. If I don't give you this, you don't complete knowledge. What is transparency? This is transparency. If you are seeing the yellow color under the black. That's called transparency. That's the reason watercolors are called transparent. Opaques are not transparent. Opaque is the opposite of transparent. If you are learning Upasana, if you are learning about Renaissance and if they did not give you information about Rembrandt, it's very bad. Why? Because Rembrandt is the one who actually changed the course of portraiture in the history. He changed the complete course of portraiture in the history. So he is supposed to be revered, respected, and given the due importance when it comes to the history part, Renaissance part. I don't know why. Why didn't they give you? I don't know. That's one thing. Second thing is who is the first who is the first artist who created his own self portrait? Any idea?
I think I knew this, but again, I don't remember.
Yeah, but they told you, right? I don't want them to be
Yeah,
that's it. If you don't
yeah,
remember,
they did.
that's okay. They gave you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's Albrecht Dürer.
Yes.
Albrecht Dürer is the first German. I mean, he's the first artist. He's a German who have worked on the portraits, self portraits, and is the kind of narcissist. Like he's very fond of his own beauty, and he's really very handsome. He was really very handsome. Yeah, just make a note of these important things because these are very, very quick things that needs to be remembered. And as and when you keep forgetting, you should keep referring to your notes, or you keep referring to the Google. You have to Google it constantly. That's how you basically remember all those things. You keep forgetting, no problem. But as and when you think like, I mean, I forgot this, you'll have to immediately, even if you're taking a breakfast, or you're ready to go for a nap, or sleep, about it, but if you think that like you are not able to recollect it, immediately go and Google it. That's how you remember. Now, the number of times that you search, you will remember it, because the brain will have number of layers. So on the layers, on top of the layers, they will not be able to. You will not be able to basically remember everything. So just keep googling it. You will remember.
Sir, you said squirrel brush. So these are out of the squirrel hair, the brush. You meant that?
Correct. Correct.
So it is easily available.
These are not easily available. These are from China. Only Chinese companies will actually sell this, not because it has become illegal to sell squirrel brushes. But right now, only on Amazon also only um, Chinese are selling this. No other brands, no other country is selling it. I bought it like 7 years ago.
And sir, you have done the prime coat, and on that you are doing the black coat. Both are watercolors.
Yes.
So this black is not taking the first coat. It's not like
Burnt sienna.
it is not mixing. The two colors are not mixing.
Yes, I want that only.
Okay.
I do not want the two colors to mix. That's the reason I work with water first, then burnt sienna, then I'm using black. I do not want this to be mixed up. You can see the color, first color under the black color, and that's the beauty of the water. So
Yeah.
how do you call, the beauty of each and every medium, you should utilize it properly according to your needs. The beauty of the watercolor is this. So you should not disturb it. You should use its properties in such a way that you purposefully wanted to have it that way. On top of it, we will work with other medium. We are not done with it. We will work with other mediums also.
Wait, so this is watercolor, right?
Sorry?
This is watercolor, right? Black.
Watercolor, we will work on top of this watercolor, we will again work with other medium.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to say. We are not going to end here. We are going to work with other medium also on top of this. Actually, when we are working with watercolors, you should give it some time to to dry up and then use another coat. But since we are working, I'm working for a single class. I'm trying to make it quick as possible, which is being difficult for me now. Anyway, let's try. Is it clear to you? I mean, is it clearly visible to you?
If you could zoom just a little bit.
Yeah. Because I wanted to show the procedure, I zoomed it. I'm using soft pastel. It's raining outside. It's not drying up fast, so let me use the dryer. So you don't see any difference between the black and the dark shadow part that is being shown here. That's a beautiful way of rendering. He's a different species altogether. You cannot compare with any other artist. At least I have not seen. I mean, of course, any other artist is unique by himself, but this gentleman is a new species. You see, this is the beauty of this work. It looks like oil, right? So this is the medium which can easily um, make you feel like it's an oil portrait. I mean, you can basically change instead of if you wanted to use any other medium instead of oil, then this is it. This is the best medium. When you're actually trying to this is called negative touch or negative painting. When you're actually trying to draw all the other areas in the portrait instead of the face directly, if you are trying to do the other things, portrait automatically pops up into the picture. So that's one of the other ways to deal with the portrait. So this is what many other portrait artists keep working on, which is it is absolutely beautiful way of rendering. So nothing wrong. People might think that it's not the right way, but there's nothing like it. You can use that way as well. Did you see how simply we were able to create an oil portrait? It looks like an oil portrait, right?
Yes, sir.
The reason behind is the way it blends easily. See, it's blending so easily. The paper should be really thick enough, otherwise it will not work. Okay, remember, it should be at least 200, 250 GSM or 250 GSM. It should be really very thick. Otherwise, these mediums, so many mediums, it will not take, it will not give you the desired results that you are looking for. And don't blame me, because fundamental role is the paper should take the number of mediums that we are trying to give. I am not directly making it dark. See, I am using a number of codes because these codes are the ones which actually you know pop up your painting, actual case. It's a portrait.
Oh, what's the thickness of the paper you're using?
This is, I don't remember, maybe 180 years. I haven't drafted it out, but this is, yeah, probably 180 years. I am able to handle because I know how to handle it, but you might not be able to handle it so well. So I request you to use good paper. Okay. Now we get into the details part. Is it clearly visible? Do you want me to zoom out or zoom in?
It's all right.
Should I? Let me
Actually, zoom in a little bit, a little.
Okay, okay. Is it good now?
Yes, sir. We are now not able to finish today, don't worry. I'm going to explain it next week as well, so you don't have to worry that I'll not be able to finish it. We are going to do it next week as well. Don't try to get any sharp features. They will not look good and it is not that kind of art. So you have to draw in such a way that they are not very crisp and clear. They are always in what do you call, in haze or not clear. Don't use black again. It's not black, it's dark gray. You don't have to keep quiet. You can keep asking me questions about my experiences and with the different mediums and all this. The class is to discuss and understand things. If you just keep quiet and you just mute yourself and you're just like if you to your radio, it will not help you. I'm telling you every week. There is so much that you can learn from the experiences of these great artists.
Which pencil is this?
Sorry?
Which pencil is this, sir? The red one.
Red one. Come again, beta.
Which pencil are you using, sir?
This is Stabilo, Carbon pastel pencil.
Is it red or brown?
No, I am using dark brown, Stabilo, Carbon red, black, and dark gray.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he uses yellows and grays, yellows and oranges and burnt siennas, we should basically see to get the same kind of color, same kind of palette. approach towards portrait is not really amazing. I always go very immediately. So much depth in his brush strokes. There are very simple brush strokes. They are very simple brush strokes. But if you go through the brush stroke, you might have thought maybe thousands of times before he puts his brush, but it doesn't look like so. If you try to replicate, then you will get it. You will know only when you try to replicate it. Work. That's the kind of profound knowledge get got out of portraits. Maybe. So how we painted so easily. Look at the way how we painted so loosely. But yet there is not too much of character in it. I'm just hoping you are getting the gist of it because I'm drawing doesn't mean that I'm not explaining anything. So it's just that I wanted to show you how these patches of just pastel strokes will bring lot of light into the book. If you have got any questions, keep on asking me and I will explain. Otherwise, I assume that you're able to grasp it. Definitely, you ask me, I'll not know if you have any doubts or not. So please feel free. I've been encouraging you to ask, and if you are not asking, then I can't help.
I don't have any questions.
Sorry, madam?
I don't have any questions.
Come again?
I said I don't have any questions.
Oh, question, okay. Yeah, but if you have anything as such, yeah, don't, you have to wait for me to answer. Just go ahead.
So now it really is giving the effect of an oil painting.
Come again, come again.
Now it really is giving the effect of an oil painting.
Sorry?
I said it's starting to look like an oil painting now.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. So basically, what you have to do is, do not draw any sharp lines. So it looks like oil painting. That's it. So lot of senior artists, they use soft faces in lieu instead of oil painting in order to finish it up quickly. That's their general way of working. So it's a very, very beautiful museum. This soft faces is a very beautiful museum. Unless and until you understand how to use them properly, it will not, you, not attract you. But once you start using them correctly, if you see good results, you get addicted. You get addicted so well that you wanted to, because it gives you beautiful effect of the oil painting, right? So you will never want it to use the touch like that. So the advice you to, please experiment it. I'm sure you will love it and you will never forget the medium. The same way, watercolor, soft space. They give you very, very good. They are very, very good combinations. You have to use light reds. This is dark red. This is light red. For example, here. The pink is red. Or reddish pink. Whatever you want. That gives you this pink. keep on changing, shuffling lots of times your pencil. And at one point of time, you will see the results, the outcomes is being built. That is what you observed immediately in partnership. That's what you made a note of it. Not black, okay? Remember, dark blue. How many times they keep changing your pencil? Because you are not painting something, you are painting a Rembrandt work. You need to be very, very critical. Any textured paper which is rough will give you beautiful effects. Remember, that simple trick that I can give you. Any textured paper can give you this beautiful effect.
So can I use watercolor paper?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, you should use watercolor paper only. That's the best way. Watercolor paper and a smooth texture. That texture will actually give you the beautiful look for this pastel one. Mona Lisa is being done with the same technique in watercolor paper, and that's Fabriano Artistico. The paper is Fabriano Artistico. See, I go back and forth, because sometimes I get bored of drawing the same area. So I keep on jumping, and that's not easy, okay? Give me 1 second. Sorry, this tripod has become used for title. Yeah. Yeah. All in the nose. Now I hope you understood this because see, once the nose is done, it looks more like him. Until then, it was not like him because that's the kind of importance the nose has got in human face. So human brain does not recognize immediately any other thing except the nose. Remember this. Very important factor. Take some good time on these important aspects. You'll see there is a tons of beauty that comes out of your. All in the patient. It became a patient. Don't draw any sharp edges. Remember this. That's a very important secret. If you are making it dark or sharp, it loses its luster. We will continue next week. And anyway, not touch it until next week because I have to show it to you. There is beauty in every brushstroke of Rembrandt. I don't know how he must have got this knowledge of colors and all these things. I'm still amazed that I've drawn many of his portraits, but still I'm amazed and I'm in love with this process of portraits, delivering the portraits. He's such an amazing genius. And if students of arts do not discuss or talk about him, know about him, I strongly feel it is a thing that is unacceptable and unpardonable. Because he has delivered so much for people like us to understand and work on this. And if you do not respect his whatever the knowledge that he has given to us, then it's a sin only, right? It's just a sin. Okay, I'll stop it here. Please, if you have got any questions or if you feel like something has not been explained clearly, anything as such, if you have, I don't know unless and until you ask me. I keep telling you that. So you ask me, I give you. If you think there is some explanation that is pending or this has not been clearly explained, I'm still otherwise, even if I explain, if you have some doubts or qualms in your mind, happily come up. I'm not saying no, right? I just have to listen from you that you need this information. That's it. I'll give you. It's just that you need to come up saying that I need this. That's the only logic that I believe in. Just come up and ask me, I'll help you out. If you leave me like this, no, I'll probably work on couple of portraits of him and continue. That's the kind of love I have developed towards his process of painting. It's absolutely stunning and amazing every time when I try to understand the colors here. The way he dabs the colors with his brushes, it's impeccable and he's genius. I have no words to praise him, but yeah, I'm trying to do that out of my sheer love towards his knowledge. The gentleman is a guru to hundreds of other artists from Renaissance who have who have produced some wonderful works in their era. Unfortunately, they are all considered as Rembrandt's work only because he basically helped those people to deliver, right? So all those works look like his own works only, which is not a bad thing. That means they have come up to the expectations and standards of Rembrandt. That is how I look. I don't know if you take it in a wrong way, but that is how I look at it. I really admire the way he taught so many students, and he has been a pioneer of such a great form of art. What not? If you go and see his works in museum, you'll go crazy because he has drawn the wrinkles in his era. He has drawn these wrinkles, these tissues in his era in 1500. I mean, yeah, 1500, late 1500. Now, when you have microscopes and so many other technologies and other techniques and all those things, now if you draw, it's not a big deal. I don't even consider, that's a great thing today when we draw all these things like that. But I consider him as a master. That's the reason he's called the masters of the master. And all the artists who follow him, who revere him so much, like John Singer Sargent and those people, when they asked about Rembrandt, they say that the best teacher next to nature is Rembrandt. The best teacher next to nature is Rembrandt. That is the kind of title that he got it just because the way he portrayed his portraits and he taught the students in his own way. That's a kind of greatness this gentleman has. Please, I humbly request you to, not that I love him or I like him, but you will get inspired so much to work on different kinds of genres or different kinds of portraits, or you create your own style by drawing these kind of portraits, several number of portraits like this, and you end up developing your own style. There is no teacher who can teach you style. There is teacher who can teach you the painting, the skills, but there is no one who can teach you the style. And this gentleman has taught style. That is the reason, since he has taught the style, his own style to so many people, even after so many people deliver their works in their own style, they are called as Rembrandt style because it's his style. So read about Rembrandt, read about Caravaggio. I'm sure you will fall in love with these gentlemen. Okay, they are the greatest artists I know. There are so many. With all the due respect towards all other people, all other artists, I would say these are the greatest. So go ahead and try to read few lines about these people. Every day for a couple of days. Then you will know. You will understand why these are called great and what did they do, what kind of techniques they have used, all these kind of research. There is something called Khan Academy, KHAN, Khan Academy in YouTube. They research and they help students to understand all these minute details about the portraits, about arts, basically, not just portraits, but about art. So I request you guys to go through the Khan Academy. If you really wanted and if you don't remember, you can come back and ask me. I'll provide you the details. KHAN Khan Academy. Okay. Anything else from anybody for today, for this week? Good. How did you feel about the class today, Upasna?
Very, very informative, sir.
Yeah, this is arts class. This is actually arts class, and the all these classes that I was teaching, I enjoyed, of course, but this is something which I wanted to teach you for a long time. That's the reason I put it in my bucket, and I am doing it in the last two classes because these are the ones which, out of all the classes that I taught you so far, I can proudly say that I taught you this in this class because this is exactly the art class that I would love to teach in person, in real time, as in sitting in front of you and drawing. But unfortunately, yeah, this has not been happening for quite some time. That's the reason I started teaching in Srinagar Colony because just few weeks back I started. So now I'm going to teach all these things in person to those students. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Hello, you have a wonderful, probably I'll finish this piece and I'll stop there. Okay?
All right, sir.
Chalo, you have a wonderful week ahead. Enjoy. Take care.
Thank you, sir.